So, how are you doing today, Miss Regina Barrett? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing really marvelous today. All right, everybody. I have Miss Regina Barrett on the line here. We are talking to Miss Regina Barrett, and the title of her book is
Ruby joins the
the
choir.
title of your book.
Ruby joins the
Ruby
choir.
joins the choir. Amen. Amen. So, I want to ask you, so where are you from? And what were you doing before you started writing your book?
Okay. I'm actually from Conway, North Carolina, originally. I live here in Wake County now, North Carolina.
Okay.
Um, I was a paralegal right before I started writing my book. Still am a paralegal. And so just kind of multitasking with lifestyle, the professional life versus the more creative side. So I
Yeah.
like a good balance of both. So that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay. So what motivated you to write your book?
Well, I wanted to do writing. I know I wanted to write books. I just didn't know if I wanted to do books for adults or for children. But my daughters actually motivated me to want to go ahead and just kind of get to it. My oldest daughter, she wanted to write children's books. So I thought, okay, well, let me figure out what she would need to do, who she would need to talk to. Do I need to start my own publishing company? Just what do I
Yeah.
need to do to make it easier for her? And that's what
Okay.
really got the fire going under me. And before you know it, I had Ruby joins the choir. I
Okay.
just started writing, and that's what came to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, how long did it take you to write your book?
To write this book, honestly, it took me about 30 minutes because, like I said, I sat down and I had prayed about it. I prayed, well, what I needed to do, where I needed to go, in efforts to, like I said, help my daughter's journey. And as I was sitting there, I mean, the words just came to me, and then the name Ruby stuck with me. It wouldn't go away. And then I said, well, what is she going to do? And I just started like writing. And before you know it, I had a book. And originally, I never intended for it to be a book, a good book. So I let my friend read it. And she said, wow, this is a great book. And I'm like, you think? Like,
Yeah.
it caught me off guard. So that, yeah, didn't take very long. Now, the process in itself does actually take a while. The publishing, things like that. It did take me a couple of years for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, do you have any more books that you are working on at the moment?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So Ruby is the first, Ruby Joins the Choir is the first of a Ruby series. So I do plan and prayerfully hope to release soon the second Ruby book so that it'll kind of go along with you all and you can kind of grow along with Ruby and her journey. So look out for
Oh,
more
okay.
books with
Okay.
RK.
All right. And where can we purchase your book from?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a website. It is rkbarrettauthor.com. You can also find Ruby Joins the Choir on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and also Google Bookstore. So it's out there.
Okay, okay, okay. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years as an author?
As an author, I do see myself having had published at least 4 to 5 books. I do have works that I plan to release, and I hope that they grab the attention as Ruby Joins the Choir did and encourage others. There's also a program that I've been working on to help with youth in their literacy and just kind of encouraging that and hopefully getting a growth with that. So in the next 5 years as an author, I hope to have had those books published, to have had that program going, and just to be able to inspire the youth to want to write and read.
Okay. What is one of the things that you've learned as a author on your journey? What is
Um,
one of the one things you have learned on this journey as an author?
that your voice matters. It's something we hear all the time. And it's something we think we know. But to be honest, once I wrote this book, once I published the book, once I put it out there to my peers, I realized that my voice extremely mattered, because not just coming from me, but through my character, it still encouraged multiple people, whether it was older folk or just young youth. It really just did inspire. So I realized that what I had to say mattered, regardless of whether I thought the story was great or not. Whatever my intention was, it still mattered. It still really helped someone.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what. Let's see. Well, I wanted to ask.
Okay.
So, when do you expect your next book to come out?
Well, I'm praying for next year, 2022. But like I said, sometimes the process, it just kind of depends on, the works of everything. You don't want to put it out prematurely. You want to make sure it's right. So right now we're just kind of in the phases of getting that book where it needs to be.
Okay, well, the way we call it, as we call it as authors, it's called editing and proofreading, right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, because we don't want to put out no book, no misspell words. Come on, okay. She's supposed to be an author, and hold up, she got this word misspelled in the book. What's going on with that? Okay.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, yes.
Oh yes,
So,
and that takes just a little bit of effort right there. I mean, sometimes you'll get
yes, it does.
5 times and you're like, this is the one, and you find one little thing. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you might have overlooked that one thing, even though you found the 5 things.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's very understandable.
Yes.
So, Ms. Barrett, I really greatly appreciate everything. I appreciate you coming in to Author's Excerpt Sunday. I appreciate your book. I appreciate everything that you do as being an author. And that, can you explain how did you transition from the corporate world to becoming an author?
Well, I never really transitioned, but I would say both worlds kind of help with another. Just from the corporate standpoint, with being a paralegal, I had to research, I had to read, I had to be able to write. That kind of flows into being able to formulate your words and just kind of really paint the picture for your readers.
Okay.
So I think one helps another, but the one good thing about being an author, like I said, is you get to use your imagination, your creative side, just kind of be yourself, getting to unwind. And that's more so my personality anyway. I'm bubbly and happy, and I like to just be creative. So it really kind of balances it out for me.
So what else are you creating at the time besides a book?
Oh my gosh, I'm always doing something. I'm either building something or I'm sewing something, because I actually design clothes. So I'm always creating something. I've redone the house. If it's not outside in the flower bed, it's inside in the house. My daughters actually, they have their own little crafting company, and they make homemade items. So we're creating a lot for that. So whatever you think, whatever you feel, put it out there. Enjoy yourself.
Okay. So what's the main project that you're working on now besides the book? The main number one project.
The main project I'm working on right now would be my yard. Okay. My yard. I'm trying to get my yard right. One thing that I've always wanted is just a little escape, a nice little place, whether it's a little wildflower bed or something.
With the gazebo and a nice little water fountain there, sitting, nice quiet. That's a quiet place, right?
More, so we can, put more out there, right? Like relax and write. Yes. That's exactly right. That's what I'm working on.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Miss Barrett. I want to thank you again for coming on Author's Excerpt Sunday, and tell us where we can purchase your book again.
So again, thank you so much for having me. This is Ruby Joins the Choir. Please grab your copies. Again, I'm RK Barrett. You can find me on Facebook at RK Barrett Author. on Instagram at rkbarrett_author. And please check out my website, which is rkbarrettauthor.com. The book, again, is available on that website. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And
okay. And tell us what, can you tell us one more thing about your book? Okay. The purpose of your book, the purpose of Ruby Goes to Church.
So Ruby Joins the Choir, the purpose of that is to encourage, not, like I said, not just young girls, not just young boys, but, you know, a person of any age to just kind of be courageous and be brave. The book really shows how Ruby wants to do something that she knows she can do, but, you know, just the fear kind of sets in. And she just kind of uses the love and strength of her supportive family and friends to just kind of get her through it. Pretty much everyday life for all of us. So it's just a reminder that you can do anything. And on that website, and as well as all media platforms, the song in the book, which the lyrics are in the back of the book, my daughters and I recorded that song. I wrote that song and we recorded it. And it's called I Am. So please check that out as well. It's very encouraging. It's very inspirational. And I hope that it would touch your heart as you read Ruby Joins the Choir.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Barrett, again for coming for Author's Excerpt Sunday. And I will be seeing you again when you come out with your next book. Okay, darling?
Yes,
all right?
All right.
And everyone, we have Regina Barrett here in the house, and she is the author of Ruby Joins the Choir. And it can be purchased on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Goodreads, and rkbarrett.com. Yes. All right. Thank you, Miss Barrett.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
You're welcome, honey. All right. Bye-bye.